근데 늦었어요. 왼쪽.
밀리면
왼쪽 정글이 늦어요. 오른쪽 쏘면 인구수 자체가 50 가까이 차이 날 수 있어요.
들어싸우나요?
째는 게 너무 완벽했기 때문에
터져요. 생애 최초로 16강에 올라갑니다. 와, 진짜 신입어.
지대.
Round of 16.
It's my turn now.
(2019) Mountain Dew GSL Season 2. Codex Renaissance.
All that we have is just slipping away.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to go to the winners match now, a Protoss versus Protoss. Thank God, at least one Protoss is going to survive to the round of 8 to start things off.
Yeah.
Now, it's supposed to be classic, okay? I don't know what
The way this season's going, it's going to be Hurricane.
Yeah.
Just calling it now.
I'm fine
sure.
with this season going whatever way it goes, Artosis, as long as it doesn't end up like this last season of Game of Thrones, okay? I'll take anything but that, Artosis.
Okay. Let's see. Hurricane versus Classic. I mean, Classic's oftentimes been the best or one of the very best PvPers in the world, but those metas, those times are gone. Right now, it's all about just putting buildings in various random places.
Yeah, the meta's
in the middle
hyper cheesy.
It's so
very
cheesy.
much rewards risk-taking, and you know, some of the weirdest StarCraft 2 games you can get is where you're both proxying each other.
Yeah.
Because then there's all these other variables at play that can change you know, everything. So
Yeah.
this is a tricky matchup. Now, I'll tell you what, man, even though Classic is supposed to win this, I think Hurricane is very, very capable of sneaking 2 wins out here.
Well, I hope he sneaks at least one because Thunderbird is map 3.
Oh, look at that. I wasn't even looking.
It's the only thing I look at.
Thunderbird. All right. A very aptly named map for the year 2019, Artosis Thunderbird. We're going to go to the game. Don't believe me? Just watch this. See? Whoa. That's why they let me do this here.
Hurricane. Makers Classic.
Jesus.
What's up, Artie?
Not too much. Happy to be back.
Yeah,
It's
we
an
had
exciting
about
week ahead of us.
9 or 10 days off of StarCraft 2. It's good to be back.
Yeah.
We kind of crunched all of Classic support here.
Go Classic, Mom Australia.
Oh.
Yes, Husky, bring back Bronze League heroes. Well, if it's the only thing he'd bring back for that is a video telling us with his all too handsome friends why he does not do that anymore. That's the best you can hope for. Sorry.
Now, yeah, we had this crunched 2 weeks of all the round of 32, so we had this little week off. But yeah, it's really good to be back here. And already we're having proxies go down here.
Oh yeah.
So we have Hurricane here in the middle of the map. Classics is in the bottom left. Now, is there going to be Stargates on both sides? Classic has already scouted the main here Hurricane's already scouted the main of Classic, so he knows that
they both
something's
look like
missing.
Stargates. They really do. Just got to wait for that cybernetic score to finish.
Here we go. Buckle your seatbelts. The cores are done.
Hurricane. Stargate. Classic Stargate.
Yes.
So both be oracles. Stalker's being made by Hurricane, but 2 adepts. Classic. Look at the differences. It's crazy. How many probes do we have on the map right now? Is it 3?
Quite a bit. They're both trying to spot each other's tech. Although I think, you know,
I like that
Stargate
he's
is
on the same high ground, but he's hiding there for different purposes.
Yeah.
My God. You know what PvP is right now? You ever play one of those, like an old Final Fantasy or something, where there's like, one of the characters is a thief. And
Okay.
you get him in the town of thieves, as if thieves could all live together in a town and make that function.
Yeah.
That is what PvP is right now. It's the town of thieves where you're like, okay, the economy here can't work. This is, no.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
no.
I like that idea. You get him in the town of thieves. That's so true. It's like, is this just the highest crime rate in all of the game?
Or they just don't steal because they're all thieves and there's
Yeah,
like honor
like,
amongst them.
yeah.
Like, well, those are some pretty weak-ass thieves because that's where I would do my thieving because they don't expect it. God. Anyways, that's my take on PvP. There you go.
I like that, Artosis.
Good.
So
I strive for your approval.
First Oracle is going to come in. There is 1 battery as well as 2 stalkers. 1 Oracle alone is not going to do enough damage quickly enough for the battery to be unable to save the workers in time.
So the Nexus goes down, rightfully so. Classic into Phoenix. So I believe he has 2 Oracles and now is making a Phoenix. Hurricane is going into his 2 Oracles. Right? Yeah, he hasn't been chronoing as much.
So 2 is the number that can counteract the shield battery. Here we go.
So you micro it right, and he's so far doing a really great job. Oh yeah, that's
What? Well,
seemed
good,
like a great
good thing
idea
you
to
said
me.
as long as he micros it right, because that was really exemplified right there when he started attacking the stalker.
That's 2 or 3 probes less than he could have got.
Yeah, very big deal when you're both 1-basing.
Okay, let's see how many Hurricane
Let's
can
see
get
how
now.
many I can get. Oh, not as many as you.
I like how his stalkers came in and then left.
Look at this.
And then they came back. And
You
then
know
they
what? We're
left
done
again.
here. We're out of shields. We should probably leave.
Yeah. So only 5. Retreat.
What a game.
God.
You know when that happens in a
PvP
game
is
like
so
that,
fun.
where you're like, well, that's not supposed to be how this game looks,
No.
but it is what's happening right now.
Yeah. These guys are great players. 2 probe advantage here for Hurricane. Zep's like, no, put it back down.
Does Classic just have enough to take a
Yeah.
fight here? I think he really does.
Well, he can easily kill the Nexus.
Yeah, which might be all you really need to do here. Now there is a blink. I assume it's going to be blink coming here in tech from Hurricane. But yeah, it seems like Classic just wins this fight straight up.
Yeah.
The Adept even shades in here to confirm what the tech is. Sees that.
Wow.
Now maybe it's
Very
going to be DTs or something else like that. But I think it's probably just going to be blink.
You have to do something pretty risky at this point. Hurricane does have a little proxy pile in here. Looks like he gets scouted, unfortunately. You can just block that wall. Yeah, it's not interesting to even use the 2 Orphans there. Very risky maneuver here from Hurricane, but I think that's what's called for.
I think
You gotta spend money to make money, Tasteless. The
Classic
roulette wheel won't spin itself.
Classic is pretty much suffocated out. I think any opportunities for a comeback here, especially with this pylon block. There's just not a lot you're going to be able to do. I mean, the other Nexus is going to get up here. Now he's going to take out the Stargate. 1 Oracle over here, but the battery can basically keep these probes sustainable as the Phoenix chases that Oracle out.
Yeah.
He just wasted die.
Classic really just unloaded the lead pebbles into this Hurricane, Tasteless. Isn't that how you're supposed to be able to stop Hurricane? Like you drop a bunch of like lead pebbles or something into it? There's like supposed to be a way that you can...
I thought they could stop hurricanes by doing something like some kind of contraption. They put these giant like inner tube looking things in the ocean. I thought.
Really? Giant inner tubes in the ocean?
I read this in, what was it, Freakonomics or something like that they mentioned? I forget, something like that. I don't think it's your thing. You're like, just like...
You read that in like, Are You Afraid of the Dark or
Artosis, guys,
something?
Artosis thinks you can drop fruity pebbles into a hurricane and stop it, okay?
Inner tubes in the ocean. Tasteless. You're going to have those inner tubes in the ocean. You're going to be like, why did it stop the hurricane? Then you go out to check. Whales are just using them. The ocean is no one's property, Tasteless. The whales can use those inner tubes if they want. They liked it when the hurricane blew by because it made big waves for them to be in. They're not going to drown.
One thing for all right, we tap out. I had a pun for Hurricane. That's one way to take out the Hurricane is to just do what you did in this game. Classic wins that game masterfully. You know, it's funny because PvP starts out so close and you're both proxying, and there's so many moving parts in a situation like that, especially for both one basing. And so what he does is he handled every part of that perfectly. Got in, did the damage, took out enough workers, took out the expansion, took out the proxy, closed in, finished him off. Beautifully done.
Yeah.
There was no reason for Hurricane to even try to play that game out.
No, he knew too once he scouted. You know, you stay in for as long as you think you have any sort of chance. He knew that it was 0.
Yeah, we didn't see any outs there.
Yeah.
Got to call that one. So now we're going to go on into game number 2. It's going to be on the map New Repugnancy.
Okay, we need Hurricane to beat him here so we can see Thunderbird in action.
Let's do this, Hurricane. Show us Thunderbird and then get knocked into the loser's match. Whatever it takes.
Or win. I don't even care. I just want to see Thunderbird.
It's fine. Lose is fine, too. We're going to go to game number 2 now on New Repugnancy.
게임이 시작됩니다.
Let's go. Whoa.
Hurricane. Makers Classic.
You know, the more I think about your idea to put big inner tubes in the ocean to stop hurricanes, the funnier it gets. It's like, Tasteless, I was thinking about this the other day. I'm not even joking. I was actually thinking this stupid thought. I thought to myself, as I was, of course, wiping up spilt water in my house, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, how many towels would it take to wipe up the ocean?
You want an even more interesting question? How many ShamWows would you have to drop in the ocean to just completely take out all the water?
Yeah.
Have you seen those infomercials for the
No,
ShamWow?
it's crazy. It might even be, you know, more towel-y than a towel.
I think it might be like at least 7 ShamWows in the ocean is gone or
How many towels would you just have to fill up the ocean with towels? Would they all sink? They do sink, right? They get too heavy when they get water in them.
That's a good point.
Are wet
How many
towels heavier than water? That's a good question.
I think the answer is yes.
I think it is. And then when they go to the bottom, do the fish like swim above them, or do they get covered with towels?
If you could drop enough
towel
if
fish.
we had some way to drop enough towels into the entire ocean, imagine all the sea life just getting crushed under the towels.
Either that, or they all swim up, and then we get all these cool fish from the bottom of the ocean up at the top, so we can see them finally.
Yeah, that's a good point. That, or we have all of the ocean die all at once, like it's some kind of contrived scene from Indiana Jones.
Or it could be like the reverse of Tremors. You know, Tremors where you see the ground move, and but it would be towels moving because sharks are under them.
You remember it was like a couple of years ago, you called me and you were like, you had done a whole bunch of important stuff that day. You're like, hey man, I should call you. We had to go to some work stuff, but what are you doing right now? And I'm like, I'm laying in my bed naked watching Tremors.
I do remember that. Yeah.
I was too. I was like, no, I decided to lay in my bed, do nothing, watch the movie Tremors. That's what my day was.
He's a magnificent being, this Tasteless. Really glad that he's alive.
It was like 4 p.m. I hadn't even left my house.
God.
Okay, so we got a hidden robo here in the middle of the map.
Yeah, going up against Stargate.
And it's going to be classic with a hidden robo, so a little bit of a different approach here. He's going to get spotted. Ooh. Wow, good job keeping these stalkers away from that pylon.
You're threatening the adepts. Scary stuff. This probe going to see if there's any expansion.
Okay, and there is not.
Yeah, a solid scout overall for a probe.
Yeah. And so you know that something's coming, you just don't know what. And so we have that first Immortal out, and the War Prism will be the follow-up. Now, I think Hurricane's basically sniffed out danger and is probably not going to expand immediately. You see the probe even going back up the ramp.
Yeah.
Can these adepts? Cannot.
Yeah, he's making his own rowboat, which is pretty good.
Yeah, and this is pointing towards a manageable game here from Hurricane.
Possibly, but this first push is going to be really scary.
Well, thing is as well is that so much of PvP comes down not just to like deception but control and how a lot of these engagements go down. And like even if they can defend one location, you know, maybe something comes in, a drop comes in the main and kills stuff there. So we really can't unpack this game too much until the actual engagements start.
Yeah.
Oh, and he is expanding.
Okay, so that's obviously not going to make it. And there's a shield battery over in Classic's main. It does look pretty good for Classic, but if you can hold on here, you do have a couple tech trees, so that can be useful. Something like a Void Ray could be very useful against this as well. Yeah, he's not wasting any time on that Nexus. He knows that's free.
Okay, now it's not just a Nexus that, you know, it's going to get eliminated. Well, it was eliminated, excuse me. It's going to be the gateway on the edge here. And again, on one base versus one base, this is not minor action. I mean, he's really beginning to let this damage actually mount. That has to be remade. Good catch there. And now he can actually walk up into the oh, but Oracle's up here taking out some workers.
Oh man, unpowering this as well. Some shield batteries going down, but that should not be enough. There's no way to stop this.
Yeah, this is it. Classic just wins this game.
Yeah. Immortal pops out. Hey guys, I'm here. Yeah, not enough though.
What did I miss out on? Oh no, all right.
Yeah.
Well, this was a short series, guys, but I guess it's kind of what we expected. You know, these Oracles are out of batteries right now. GG.
Okay.
Classic takes it.
Yeah, first place in the group, but I tell you, against RagnaroK, things could have been different. They weren't, but they could have been.
Yeah.
Not in this timeline, but maybe an alternate one.
Sometimes you win games, but other times you lose games. One of my great quotes.
You've always been known for that one.
That one's going on my tombstone, Artosis. We're going to go to an interview with Classic. It's going to be translated by Andy. And as soon as we have that ready, we're going to hop into that. Again, Classic, the best player. I think most of us would agree right now in the GSL. He is primed to possibly go to our finals.
Hello, we're going to have an interview with Classic of Team Makers. Okay, the interviewer is not feeling well today, so please take that into account. Congratulations on the win. So you had a pretty successful round this time. You know, I've achieved a victory, but you know, sometimes I actually made all the groups and then I fell in like round of 8. So I was kind of worried, but I made a lot of preparation and I'm glad that it bore fruit. You know, always, you know, you show stellar performance from the round of 16 to the finals. And you know, Group A is such a deadly group. And are there any pressure? You know, there's always pressure. You know, the matchup might look easy, but I think there's possibility that I'm going to lose.
하면서는 좀 다르지 않으셨어요?
하면서는 좀 잘 풀려서. You know, while I was in the game, you know, I got into the stride and you know, things went quite well for me.
이런 이야기를 하는 이유가 아니 질문할
The
게
reason why I'm
없습니다.
saying this is because I have no questions for you. Because you know, it was such a stellar performance from you today, and there's nothing that I could really comment on.
다만 그래도 저그전에 조금 아쉽게 풀었던 것 같아요.
But you know, I think your game against the Zerg was a little bit harder than the other ones.
병력을 갈무리해서 올라오지 않고 굴락을 갔더라면 그렇다면 이 세트 방향이 좀 다르게 갔을까요?
You know, in the second set, you know, are there any changes that you might have incorporated to your strategies?
네.
사실 제가 당연히 I think I would have went for the same strategy.
네.
그래서 최종전에서 또 만나면 힘들 수도 있겠다 싶어서 in the finals, if I do meet him again, 올라가자라는 생각을 갖고 있었어요. I just, in my mind, I just wanted to make it out of the groups.
먼저 8강에 올라가게 됐습니다.
So you are the first qualifier in the round of 16.
아, 탑시드가 이렇게 좋은 거구나 생각을 하셨을 것 같은데요. 어떠신가요?
And how's the top seed going for you right now? You know, it's a big advantage, surely.
제가 누굴 이렇게 뽑는다 해도
And even if I pick a particular person, you know, other people really can't like complain.
그리고 이제 8강 올라가게 됐는데
I make it to the round of 8 now.
만날 수가 있어요.
네.
I might play against Sue, but I hope I don't
미리
beat
안
him.
만났으면 좋겠다. 딱 박아주셨는데요.
Wow, okay.
자, 그 어느 때보다 이번 시즌이 기회라고 생각이 됩니다.
This
마지막으로
season might
김도
be your
선수의
chance.
한마디 들어보겠습니다.
Any final words?
네, 지금 좀 폼이 좋더라고 생각을
My
해서
recent form has
이번이
been quite good,
우승할 기회인 것 같고
and I think this
성주도
is
없으니
the chance that I might make it to the finals,
우승할 수 있도록 하겠습니다.
and I hope I can.
감사합니다.
네, 다시
Thank
한번
you.
축하드립니다.
Thank you again for your victory.
Thanks,
네,
Andy. Good work.
계속해서 GSL 이벤트
So Classic moves
안내해드립니다.
on. Look, I
이번
think we
시즌
all
새롭게
saw that
GSL 시즌 2
is the most likely outcome, but now it's a lot harder to call who is actually going to advance in second.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I think Hurricane, RagnaroK are both pretty decent bets. If Fantasy comes through and surprises, I mean, I'm happy with that because it's Fantasy and it's cool to see him get deep. I don't feel like he's quite ready for a round of 8, though.
He looks really strong, but there are some holes in his play. He's made some mistakes where you go, unless that's like a 1 in 100 mistake, I don't know if you can survive. And I'm specifically pointing out that game where he was going from bio, switched into mech, and then tried to take a third and didn't know that the opponent's army was outside of his third that he was taking. We're going to go to a short break when we come back. Our fourth best of 3 in tonight's GSL Code S.